Hey y'all, Billy Thompson here. If you're looking to fix up your truck, figure out what that weird noise is, or just learn a thing or two about keeping your car running right, you've come to the right place. I keep it simple, straight up, and hands-on. Go ahead and give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And let's get to work. Enough jawing, let's dive in.
Fault code P0840 sounds like transmission fluid pressure sensor, a switch or a malfunction circuit. Often, in OBD2 scanner software, the name may have the English spelling, transmission fluid pressure sensor, a switch or a circuit malfunction. Technical description and decoding of error P0840. This diagnostic fault code, DDC, is a generic transmission code. Error P0840 is considered a generic code as it applies to all vehicle makes and models. Although the specific repair steps may vary slightly depending on the model. The transmission fluid pressure sensor, TFPS, is normally connected to the valve body inside the transmission. But in some vehicles, it can be found screwed into the crankcase or transmission housing. The TFPS converts the mechanical transmission pressure into an electrical signal for transmission to the transmission control module, PCM. Normally the PCM-TCM then informs the other controllers that use the vehicle's data bus. The PCM-TCM receives a voltage signal to determine the operating pressure of the transmission or when a gear change occurs. This code is set if the ROA input does not match the normal operating voltages stored in the PCM-TCM memory. Sometimes the problem can be due to internal mechanical problems within the transmission. But more often, error P0840 is a problem with the electrical circuitry of the TFPS sensor. This should not be ignored, especially when dealing with an occasional problem. Troubleshooting actions may vary depending on the manufacturer, type of TFPS sensor, and wire colors. It can also manifest as, the check engine control lamp on the instrument panel will light up, the code will be stored in the ECM memory as a fault. The car starts in second or third gear, emergency mode. Unable to change gear. The transmission shifts hard or slips. Transmission overheating. Problems engaging and disengaging the converter lockup clutch. Increased fuel consumption. The severity of error P0840 is high enough that it is advisable to correct the problem as soon as possible. Ignoring it for too long could lead to more extensive and expensive repairs. Over time, the vehicle's performance may degrade to such an extent that it simply cannot be driven. Causes of the error. The P0840 code could mean that one or more of the following problems have occurred: possible short circuit in the TFPS sensor signal circuit. Possible failure of the TFPS sensor, internal short circuit. Contamination or low level of ATF transmission fluid. Clogged or blocked transmission fluid passages. Mechanical failure inside the transmission. Sometimes the cause is a faulty PCM module. How to clear fault code P0840. Some suggested steps for troubleshooting and correcting error code P0840. Change the ATF fluid and filter. Fill the transmission fluid to the required level. Flush to clean the transmission's internal pipes. Test, if necessary, by replacing the faulty pressure control solenoid valve. Troubleshoot mechanical faults inside the transmission. Check the connectors and wiring. Flashing or replacing the PCM. Diagnosing and solving problems. The next step is to locate the transmission fluid pressure sensor, TFPS. Once found, visually inspect the connector and wiring harness. Look for scratches, scuffs, exposed wires, burn marks or melted plastic. Disconnect the connector and carefully inspect the terminals inside the connector. See if they look burnt or have a green tinge that indicates corrosion. If the terminals need cleaning, use an electrical contact cleaner and a plastic bristle brush. Leave to dry and apply electrical grease to the contact areas of the terminals. Using a diagnostic tool, clear the fault codes from the memory and see if error P0840 returns. If the code returns, we will have to test the TFPS sensor and associated circuits. Wiring test. Turn on the ignition key. Depending on the manufacturer's specifications, the voltmeter should read 12 volts or 5 volts. Shake the connection and see if the reading changes. If the voltage is incorrect, replace the faulty wires or connectors. Check sensor if the wiring and sensor tests are complete but you still receive the P0840 code. You need to check the PCM-MTC module as well as the internal transmission faults. But do this after replacing the TFPS sensor. Most of the time, this is the problem. If you're not sure, seek the assistance of a qualified vehicle diagnostic IAN. In which vehicles is this problem most common? The problem with the P0840 code can occur in a variety of cars, but there are always statistics on which this error occurs most frequently. Here's a list of some of them. Fault code P0840, transmission, a switch fluid pressure sensor. In conclusion, understanding fault code P0840 is essential for diagnosing issues related to the transmission fluid pressure sensor or switch A. This malfunction can lead to significant performance problems if not addressed promptly. Regular maintenance and timely diagnostics can help prevent further complications and ensure your vehicle operates smoothly. If you encounter this code, consider consulting a professional to accurately assess and resolve the issue. Thank you for watching, and stay informed about your vehicle's health.